Hi there YouTube, Mark Vergeer here. I just saw the Crow's game magazine collection video and I thought, well, why don't I show you my old magazines, a couple of them, and show you which magazines I subscribed to in my past. So here we go. It's a plethora of German, Dutch and English magazines, and this is one magazine that I actually read religiously. It's a 64er, and it's a German magazine, and I've got quite a good number of copies of it. Das Magazin für Computerfans, and it is a really high-tech stuff. This is actually it contains an article how to actually use a printer to scan this image on the Commodore 64. Can you imagine using an 8-bit machine to scan this image? Pretty good stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of ads for dot matrix printers in here, and yeah, a lot of very in-depth, cool articles. Geos was very big back then. Desktop publishing on the Commodore 64, but it also showed you, for example, the insides of the Commodore 128, and it really went in depth with a lot of Leserform. That's letters from the audience, and they ask questions and stuff. And there's tips for VisaWrite 64. There's a lot of stuff in there. Of course, who doesn't remember typing in listings? Well, you have to be a certain age, I guess 30 plus, or even 35 plus, to remember this, typing in listings from a magazine. So yeah, this is a Commodore 64 magazine that I read quite a lot. And whoops. And this English people would probably recognize this disc user. It came on a 5 1/4 disc, and it contained a lot of programs. I actually got it for the programs, and there were a lot of games on it, programs on it, reviews. Look at those screenshots; they're just. But it's great going through these old magazines, and I've actually got quite a few of these left. So yeah, great stuff. Oh, yeah, I got some others. Most of the stuff is actually in the attic. So yeah, let's move on. This is actually a Dutch magazine. I guess the Dutch viewers will probably know it. Commodore Info, onafhankelijk blad voor Amiga and Commodore 64 users. This actually covered all the Commodore 64 computers, the Amiga family. It's great looking at all these old ads. Look, an ad for the original Game Boy. Great, you know, the CES Chicago, the Game Boy was introduced. And this magazine actually is from July 90. So yeah, Geos. How to move from Commodore 64 to PC, graphics on the Commodore 64, programming stuff, great stuff. It was a very nice in-depth magazine. Let's quickly move on. I was into computers a long time. I was reading this. This is again Personal Computer Magazine from 1981. This is actually the year that I went to university, and yeah, it's a Dutch magazine also. Great stuff. And yeah, let's move on. One of the newer mags, Mag Addict. I was subscribing to that a lot. It was before the internet. Oh, not really before the internet. October '97, and most internet access was very slow. So the best way to get programs for your Mac was actually from magazines and the CD. This magazine, Play Nation, is also a magazine that I have a lot of copies for, or had a lot of copies for. This one is from 2000, so It's all PlayStation 2, I guess, or is it original? No, it's still original PlayStation. Look, PlayStation ads for original Gran Turismo 2 is and this is the Dutch version of it. So yeah, cool. Top 100 best PlayStation games of all times. It's great. I kept this actually as a nice review for getting PlayStation 1 games. This game, The Cube, it's the unofficial, 100% unofficial Nintendo GameCube magazine. So yeah, I've got quite a few copies of that as well. So great stuff looking through that. It's an English magazine. And yeah, I got quite a copies of the official Xbox magazine. This one is from October 2004. Tables on there, hardware stuff. So yeah, reviews of games and stuff. So yeah, great stuff. And then this magazine, I've also quite a few copies of the official Dreamcast magazine. This is introducing Daytona USA, Spider-Man demos. Got quite a few Dreamcast demos. So yeah, old stuff. And this this is also ancient stuff. November '85, Personal Computer Magazine, Britain's biggest microcomputer magazine. And you can see all these old PCs, various different PCs and clones and stuff. Yeah, I was reading a lot of those magazines. These were actually bought by, I think, my uncle or something. But yeah, I had quite a few of those. And game magazines that I subscribe to now are Retro Gamer, the UK-based Retro Gamer, which is an excellent mag. If you are not subscribing to it, please do. If you live in the United States, it's also possible to subscribe a little cheaper now. And there's actually a way to get this on the iPhone or the iPad as well. So great stuff, really good, high quality. Retro Gamer Daz, one of the YouTubers, is also one of he is Darren Jones. He is one of the editors of Retro Gamer. And then The Edge, also a also in a UK-based magazine. Excellent stuff, great production value, great articles, in-depth, not very aimed at children, it's aimed at adults, and yeah, just a great mag to read through. This actually focuses on the 3DS, the new Nintendo 3D handheld gaming system, which was introduced at the E3. So yeah, I'm gonna read through that as well. And then another mag I subscribe to is Games TM. Games TM, Retro Gamer, and The Edge are actually games magazines that I subscribe to religiously. Well, this concludes yeah, this concludes my video on the old game magazine.